What's going on, everyone? Mario Parecki here. I am joined by Zack Miller, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this. I think you're going to love this conversation. He's a journalist turned entrepreneur, and he pioneers brand strategies way before they become household names. He actually has written a book called Anomaly, How to Finally Stand Out from the Crowd, and you can find him and his podcast online everywhere at Zack Miller Says. What's up, Zack?
Hello. How often do people pronounce your name correctly?
Oh, very, very few and far between.
And I will be just like them and not even attempt.
You can try. I mean,
Nope.
it's funny. You know what's funny? A lot of people mispronounce my first name, and I bet you wouldn't have guessed that.
What do they call you, Marlowe?
No, I'm in Pittsburgh, of course, and so Mario Lemieux is very popular, and so there's two different pronunciations. They're both correct, but it depends. It's a context thing. My family is Italian. I'm named after my grandfather. The Italian pronunciation is Mario. That's correct. Now, Lemieux is French. The correct French pronunciation is Mario. So for him, that's correct, but almost everyone wants to call me Mario.
Interesting.
I hardly, if ever, correct anyone, but it
You
is
don't? Okay, so if people would have spelled your name wrong, would you correct
my
them there?
my last name.
In general. So like my name's Zach. People misspell my name all the time. They
They put
spell
the
it
H.
Zach.
Yeah.
And it's important because I need
Mhm.
them to find the right Zach.
Mhm.
And currently I'm competing against
Right.
against two NFL tight ends. So I need them to find the right one.
Yeah. Usually the last name I correct just because if they're trying to find me now. However, for my domain name, I have both versions that point to the same place. So if you misspell, a lot of people want to spell it with one R and two C's, and it's two R's and one C.
The old
Yep.
RC
Yep.
conundrum.
That's it. And it happens all the time.
Mario,
Yep.
Lemieux,
It's
Lemieux,
crazy. I
tomato,
just
tomato.
I have that crazy name, man. It's hard. It's hard sometimes.
Here I thought the whole time people were screwing up Marlowe.
I have a client named Marla. She's been on the show quite a few times, and
There
you
you go.
should connect with her. Marla's great. She's a fantastic coach. And it's funny because when we're typing emails back and forth, I have to be very cognizant to not hit the L by accident instead of the I, because then we'll transpose our names.
Mm, we don't need that. What's your
Right.
favorite dish to ever make?
To ever make. Really the one that I'm hungry for is the correct answer. However, if I could make any meal and you're just like, go ahead, whatever you want to make, I like the old school homemade pasta.
Okay.
Homemade pasta with the sauce that simmers all day, homemade garlic bread. That's like the ultimate comfort food for me. What about you?
Permane Brothers, overrated or no?
Yes.
Overrated.
Yes.
Okay.
I,
For
I
me,
don't I don't dislike them, but I don't eat them that much.
okay.
Now, when I eat them the most, or when people are in from out of town and they're like, "We need Permane Brothers."
So they did a good job of marketing whoever brought them to that. And for
Correct.
me, food wise, I don't know. I would say chicken wings are my favorite food, but I stopped eating meat like half a
Yeah.
year ago.
Why is that?
Uh, so the simple answer is I, I I don't really know. 'Cause,
We need to
so
dissect this one.
there was a documentary that kind of finally pulled
Mm,
the trigger called what was it that the Game Changers thing, and it was
mhm.
interesting because it was like what can you do? What can an athlete do to better their I don't know sport, be better in their sport, and could food be that answer? And according to this documentary, that was the answer. And so I was like, oh, that's interesting. Let me just try it. And then basically I was like, wow, I feel really, really good. Better
Mhm.
than you don't notice that you didn't feel good until you
Mhm.
get off the meat, I guess is what they
Mhm.
say. And then you stop eating meat. And then I was like, wow, like it's cheaper. So then I was like, well, might as well keep doing this. And then it was like, well, I've gone on it for like 2 months. Let's 3 months. Like, okay, well, you don't even, it's become a habit. You just don't even think about it at this
That's
point.
cool.
And with what we're going through right now in the world, um, produce and vegetarian things are like always at the grocery store. So it's kind of like disaster proof 101.
There you go. I mean, I believe that as Americans, especially, we eat way too much meat. I do believe that. But I can't go meat free. It's just being a chef and just,
Sure.
I have experiences through food that people quite frankly don't understand a lot, but I do.
What's interesting to me is that movie did very well from a marketing perspective to really hype up the plant-based world. Yes, there have been vegans and vegetarians, but the plant-based world really in Q4, late Q3 of last year, saw a huge upswing. And so what
Yeah.
will be interesting is, does the stuff with COVID-19 screw that, or does it help it? It'll be interesting to see if any of that from a marketing perspective. Because look, it's marketing, right? We've been
Right.
marketed the food tree forever. We've been told this type of food is good for you, or that, or whatever. And so now there's this new thing in there. Does that lose momentum from all the marketing of this other stuff, or does it stick with it? I mean, they have some big names behind it that are kind of the spokespeople for it. So it'll be interesting.
From an anomaly perspective, if you were in the food space right now, where would you go marketing wise?
I mean, if I was like Beyond Meat's Impossible Burger, I would be marketing, hey, like, you want to know why you can't find your food in the grocery aisle? Like, all of our stuff is here. As a consumer of that stuff, I don't want them to say that, because I like that the food's always there. But like, literally during a hurricane, during an earthquake, during any of these like disaster things like we're going through now, like, all that food is basically there. All of the healthy food, all of the vegetarian food is really there. And it's really interesting to me that like people could buy all this other stuff. No, I get it, shelf life and stuff like that. But like, it's just interesting to me that all that stuff's there, where before I would go to these other aisles and none of that stuff is there. But now I just walk in, I'm like, yeah, cool. So I would be pushing that type of stuff out there, would be the first thing that I do, because maybe it's just people needing to be reminded of that type of stuff. But like, there's an opportunity there for more, for more to jump on board, I would think. But
What's your
you just
favorite
don't see
food
it happening.
now? As a vegetarian, what do you like? What's your go-to?
I don't know, vegetarian pizza.
Yeah, is that what you make? Do you make that yourself?
I mean, I know how to make a lot of the things in that. I can make the sauce, I can make the dough. I wouldn't make the cheese. And then I can cut veggies. I guess I could grow my own veggies, but like, that's like, if I was to do like a really hard workout, that would probably be the thing that I would eat after that, or something like a burrito. Like, I eat burritos like it's my job. Like, it should be my job. And
You
what's crazy, when you work out a lot, you're allowed to eat like 3, 4, 5,000 calories a day, and it's wonderful.
well, especially the training you do. You're training for what, a half Ironman?
Yeah,
I mean,
hopefully it
that's
doesn't get
like
canceled.
that's a lot of that's a lot. You're burning a lot there, so that you need the fuel to be able to fuel your body to recover. Especially, do you eat tofu and soy and those types of things
Hmm.
to kind of
Yeah,
replace?
so I'm not vegan at this point. The things that are in there that I probably have still consumed would be cheese. I'm moving off of cheese to go to whatever plant-based cheese, and like an occasional egg, but not like scrambled eggs, like an egg in something that's
Mhm.
mixed. Um, Tofu's fine. I moved off of soy milk to oat milk just because of preference.
Oat
Oat
milk's
milk is
not
really
bad.
good.
Yeah.
What's interesting though is whoever at oat milk, whoever makes oat milk is marketing right now, because that stuff is not at the grocery store. And I'm like, no, what are you guys doing? Like,
Yep.
this is a hidden gem, and it's about the same price. And honestly, it lasts longer. So
Mhm.
like, there's some good stuff there. And tofu, like, what is a block of tofu? 4 inches by 4 inches,
Yeah,
maybe? Like,
roughly. Yeah.
that's a buck.
Yep. What about seafood? Do you eat seafood still
I
or
have a
no?
seafood allergy.
Okay, so you weren't
So
eating that
that's it.
before, so that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And so like, I think for dinner tonight, for example, I'm going to make, my chef friend told me I'm not allowed to call him this, but like, buffalo cauliflower bites,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
which I used to call buffalo cauliflower wings. And he's like, they're not wings. You can't call them that. And so I get it. But like, it's easy. It's cheaper. I mean, a head of cauliflower is what, $2.50,
Yeah.
and the other stuff you probably already have in your pantry. So, I don't think you count that. If you were to go to the store and buy chicken wings, you're looking at 10, $15 for that. So,
Do
I
you use
mean,
butter still?
I have moved to extra virgin olive oil butter.
Okay. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Well,
It's
you're
but it's interesting how like you can be, I'm going to use the word persuaded into a lifestyle, right?
yeah.
We're all marketed towards a lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
that we want to improve upon. And so I love to look at content that I love and figure out how I consume it, and then dissect that to use on my own clients or prospects and stuff like that. And so I think it's a thing. I've actually started coining the Ironman content strategy, which is all consume content around Ironman stuff, not the movie, the triathlon race. And other people can do that too. You know, you don't have to follow your favorite, you know, marketing person. Follow the favorite brand that you like and figure out what they're doing. And if there's an opportunity for you to do something similar for your customers, I think can be a huge avenue.
Awesome. Well, super interesting. I love the podcast episodes that we did. So I want to remind people to keep an eye out for that and to find you all over the internet at Zack Miller Says. Zack, thanks, man, for podcast, doing this casual conversations. It's been fun, and let's do it again soon.
Just trying to grow my beard, brother.
You gonna pea some pancakes us?
Peace and pancakes, y'all.
Thanks, man.
Later.